Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this is really part two, but I've named the other one part two because I called it outline around a non-vector item. So this is actually part three. And if you can see, the map has different colors, and it's the green part is jagged, the blue part is jagged. What I would do, I don't know how picky the people are, but actually to make it crisp and clean and sharp, I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool, I'm going to set it on red. Doesn't really matter what color, but I want something other than blue. And I'm going to fill in the United States, fill in South America. I'm not going to fill in the outside. And you could fill in, this other part, just depending on how much detail you wanted. I don't know how much detail it needs, but that looks pretty good. And then if we will take this green, and I'm just going to nudge it over twice, and I'm going to take a rectangle around this, and then I'm going to fill in everything that's on the outside. I'm going to use a different color this time. Well, let's use yellow. And I'm going to nudge it over, and then I'm going to left click, right click, go up to object, just like we did in the other video, go to break the curve apart, go ahead and get rid of this curve, delete. And then this is another object that looks like that. I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool, now filled in yellow, and now be better if I nudged it over here. Well, let's nudge it down. And to make it that color of blue, we could grab the Smart Fill tool, grab the eyedropper, and go to that blue, and then fill that in with blue. So now we have that. Looks a lot sharper. The outside's a little bit jagged, but you could fix that without too much trouble, but it's a lot sharper than that, where that's fuzzy. So now let's fix this green part. The way I look at things is instead of trying to fix both outsides of the line, because they're both jagged, the outside's actually a little bit smoother. So let's do that. No, I don't like that right there. So I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool, I'm going to fill in that inside, I'm going to move it over. And then I'm going to left click, right click, and I'm going to take this and clean it up a little bit. I'm going to grab the smoothing tool. If you set it on pretty low and click on your item and then just go real fast, don't change the shape, just take out some of those nodes and make it a lot sharper. Now we need to take this object and find out how thick this line is. We can get the parallel dimension tool and kind of come at a right angle off of it. 0.15, I'd measure it again. Somewhere else, 0.15. Let's go up here. 0.16, that's what I got earlier. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to grab this object. And there's still too many nodes, but I don't want to change the shape too much. Go to Effects and Contour. Contour to the outside with rounded corners, 1.16. And look at that. Now we need to get that green, so we'll use the Smart Fill tool and grab a sample. Go to Smart Fill, get your eyedropper, and then put it in that well. And you have to me, a lot sharper image. If you look at them side by side, the blue is still got some nodes that could be cleaned up, but the green looks much, much better. The countries could be a little off. I think this water droplet probably needs to be repaired, so we can move it over, get rid of the yellow one, we don't need it. Zoom in and grab the smoothing tool. As long as you have X7 or above, you'll have it. I'm going to lower it to 1/2 inch and then click on your item. Well, you know what? It might not let me do this. So let's go to Object, convert it to well, let's do this. Let's left click, right click, and see now if we can't get it to work. Get this. Always the best way to test is shape tool and you see all the nodes. So now it's going to work with the smoothing tool. It might be even better anyway. And just click on, we're actually hitting some of the states or some of the countries. And just go through it real fast. Mine is set on 20, and that's the rate of how it's going to change it. You don't want to change it too much. You could go over the states just a little bit, but now we can go back to that color, get the Smart Fill tool, get the eyedropper, get that color, and fill that in, nudge it over to our other object, and pretty clear and crisp. I mean, I could have done more, but if we look at it compared to the original, I think it would be worth the effort and time, especially if you took a little bit more time. You know, if you look at this area right here, fuzzy, same area, pretty sharp. Now the words are going to be a little bit harder, but it can be done exactly the same way. You know, we got fuzzy letters and we got clear, sharp vector letters that are a little bit messed up, but it could be fixed too. And I might even play around with that later tonight. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.